In today's session, you will have learned, by the end of today's session, you will have learned activities to come out of the course books and adapt material. This is a collection of alternative activities that I have learned throughout my 9 years of teaching. So it's loads of ideas from different people and different approaches and methodologies. Let's begin with the first one, project-based learning. Have any of you heard of project-based learning?
Yes, I have. I think I have worked a little bit by projects in elementary schools
Oh, excellent.
some years ago. Yes.
Tell me more. How does it work?
Well, we had to start by providing the vocabulary and some of the structures needed to complete the project. And it was like a lot of scaffolding for the kids so they could be able to, yes, to complete a project by the end of the unit.
Absolutely. Great. That is absolutely an approach. So let's do an example of a project-based learning lesson that I have used before, especially with teenagers, and then we're going to analyze it at the end. I want you all now to imagine your students. We just welcome Eduardo into the room. So this is us. We are not doing a session online. We are instead on a boat on holiday. Where do you think we are? Tell me, where do you think we are traveling to? Karen?
I don't know, maybe in the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, nice. In the Pacific. Nice. Adri, where do you think we are? Give us another option.
Caribbean.
Caribbean. Oh, no. Oh, I meant the Bahamas. Oh, let's go to the Bahamas. So imagine we are now in the Bahamas. We are taking this amazing boat out, but something bad has happened. We have now encountered a huge storm. What do you think is going to happen to us? Carolee, what do you think is going to happen to us?
In this picture?
Yes.
In these pictures, I see a boat. No, storm. Storm in the.
It's
in
a
the
storm. Absolutely. So before we were in a boat, it was amazing. We were in the Bahamas. We were having a lot of fun. But suddenly a huge storm came. My goodness. Daniela,
Yes.
I have bad news. I have terrible news, Daniela, and everyone. We are sinking. We are sinking slowly into the sea. Stewan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Please, everyone turn your cameras on. Thank you. So, Stewan, we are sinking in this boat. Do you think there's anything we can do? Do you see any way to save ourselves?
Probably going to the front of the boat.
Okay,
Like
maybe go into the front of the boat. That's good. That's really good. Gabriela, anything else we can do to save ourselves?
That sounded a little like Titanic going into the front of the boat.
Absolutely.
Well, I can see that maybe we're not that far from the village, so maybe we can swim all the way there.
Nice, Gabriela. There's a solution to our problem. We have some islands that we can swim to, okay? So, hello, Sasha, welcome. In groups of 4, I'm going to put you in breakout rooms, and I want you to choose 4 items to survive in these islands. I don't know how long we're going to be in those islands, but you need to survive, okay? So, Carolee, how many items do you need to choose in your groups?
3?
No.
4,
it's
4.
4 items.
4
Excellent.
items.
And Gabriela, why do you need these 4 items?
To survive.
To survive. Excellent. But I have some rules for you. It can be any items, but it cannot be a helicopter. It cannot be a submarine. It cannot be a boat, and it cannot be a luxury resort hotel. Nothing like that, because I have seen people trying to cheat before. Okay. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if all of you, please go to your groups now. Hello, Julie. Are you there? Hello, Julie.
Maybe like something, because like with the knife we can actually find animals or something, or but what about, we're in an island, we should get something to fish.
Oh, good idea,
Right?
Yeah, so it's something.
A fishing rod,
A rope.
a rope.
A rope, yes.
And remember, we're near the Bahamas, so the fish are tasty. They are good fish.
Yeah.
True. So maybe
Because
If we get to the island, it would be nice.
Yes. I mean, I think with fire, probably a
fire.
knife just to like hunt for some animals,
Yes.
and a flare in case of an emergency. Like there is a plane passing by, we can just shoot that flare, and maybe they can see us. And
A
save us.
mirror is also one of the things that maybe could be useful
Oh,
because
no.
you can like bounce the light from the helicopter or something or another boat.
So what things have you guys thought about in order to survive in this island what four things have you thought about?
Sorry, Karen, do you want to tell him?
Okay, first, we talk about life jackets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Sasha, can you
And-
please tell the other one?
A fire starter.
Like a whole kit or just
No, like like the flint
the flint thing.
stone.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a piece of magnesium. I think use magnesium or something with the
Yeah, I
flint.
think so too. Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay.
So that's three things. The stone, magnesium, and the life jacket.
Okay, everyone, welcome back. So, really quickly, team by team, tell me what four things do you need? I'll give you most things for you to survive. Let's begin with Eduardo's group. Eduardo, what do you need?
So we picked first a bottle because we thought like we can use water from the rain and fill it up the bottle.
Nice.
A knife,
Uh-huh.
a life jacket if we
Mm.
ever need to go into the water or swim
Mm.
somewhere.
Okay.
And to finish, a fishing rod because we need to catch some fish, perhaps to eat.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll give you all of those items. No problem. Okay, let's go with Esteban and Gabriela. What four things do you need?
Gabriela, do you want to go ahead?
Okay, we thought it's almost the same as the team number one because we
Perfect.
thought about a life vest so we could get to the island. We thought about getting a flashlight or a flare or maybe a mirror so we could make signs to
Nice.
somebody passing by. We also choose a knife and also a bottle of water.
Okay, and a bottle of water. Thank you very much. And finally, Sasha's team, what did you choose?
So we said we would take a life jacket, a piece of flintstone,
Mhm.
and piece of magnesium to
Mm.
make fire. We didn't get a third item, but like maybe we can steal a knife because I think that's a good idea.
Knife is good.
That a group
Okay.
said.
Any other? I'll give you one more thing to make four.
Really? How about tarp?
Okay, perfect. I'll give you tarp. All your things, but I have some bad news. Things get worse. The boat was sinking. All of you panicked and you went to different islands. Each group went to a completely different island and you're going to choose your islands. So let's begin with Jason's group. Jason, choose a color for your island, please.
I think I will choose red.
Red. Your island is beautiful. It has a river and a lot of food. The weather is amazing and there are no dangerous animals. However, your island is really quickly sinking and will be underwater in just 1 week. That is your team's challenge to survive in this island for 2 weeks. Any questions about your island?
Oh, I'm not sure. It's clear. However, my island could be singing. I'll be underwater in just 1 week.
In just
Okay.
1 week, you're going to be underwater, but you have to survive for 2 weeks.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, let's continue with Esteban. What color would you like for your team? What island?
I'll go with blue.
Blue. Your island is beautiful. It has a river and a lot of food. There are no dangerous animals or insects. However, there is a strong storm every 8 hours that destroys any structure and leaves everything completely wet. Also, in your island, there are no caves.
Oh boy.
Any questions about your island?
No, it's fine.
Okay, finally, Curly, what color do you want for your island?
Pink.
Pink. Okay, your island is beautiful. It has a river, a lot of food. It's warm during the day and there are no dangerous animals. However, at night, the temperature on the island drops to minus 30 degrees. Everything completely freezes. And there are no caves in your island.
Oh no,
No
No.
cave. No, nothing.
no.
So, questions about your island?
I have apartment.
No apartment, no resorts, no Decameron hotel, nothing like that. Okay, I am feeling good. I'm feeling very generous today, so I'm going to give all of you an opportunity to change to the yellow or the green island. But if you change, you will be stuck in your new island forever and you can't change back. Would anyone like to change? Whatever you get, it could be better, it could be worse. Any team wants to change?
I think
No?
we can stay on the blue one.
Okay,
Yeah, we can endure the storms.
okay. Jason's team, you don't want to change?
Not really.
You're all scared? Do you want to see what was in the other islands? But remember, now you can't change back. Maybe in the other islands, I have a 3-star, 5-star hotel. You never know. Okay, In the blue one, your island is full of zombies that will kill you and eat your brain. They are fast and they're very strong, but they're scared of water. And in the final one, different tribes live in the island. They all look the same. However, some are very dangerous cannibals that want to eat you, while the others are extremely friendly. But they all behave and look the same. Is anyone happy that they stayed in their island? Oh, yes? Okay. Now, this is how you would set up the activity to get the students talking in this task-based learning activity. After this, what typically would happen is that you'd get them to choose 2 extra items after you expose them to, you show them the problem, the challenge they have to overcome, and you get them to go in groups. They choose 2 extra items to survive. Now knowing that there is a particular problem that they have to overcome, you get them to plan what they will do each week. You can do 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and after you get them to talk and kind of really use a lot of lateral thinking to overcome this problem, you can finally go into a writing assessment or a speaking assessment. You could, for example, get them to write a letter to their parents. Tell them, look, there is a very small chance that you might survive. So please write a letter to your parents saying what happened, or a final goodbye letter. What other writing or speaking activities do you think you could do as a follow-up after setting up this activity?
Perhaps a plan, like
A
using
plan?
future language for future, like saying like this is what we will do.
This is
like-
what we will do. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what we will do. Anything else?
Maybe like something to do with hierarchy and who's gonna be responsible for what. So there's the do's and don'ts, mustn't, and the
That's a
rules of the island.
lovely one. Lovely one. Absolutely. Do's and don'ts. So absolutely do's and don'ts, rules. If you're all going to survive in this island, each group is going to make some rules. So as you can see, there is a lot of stuff that you can do after you set up this project-based activity. So this is an example of project-based learning. Some key features of project-based learning: making sure that you set up a challenge of some sort. You give them a lot of scaffolded activities that get them to work together and think, and there needs to be a lot of personalization. You can be much more kind of overt with the language if you want to. You can pre-teach some lexes, go into kind of some language practice, or you can give them the challenge, see what language they need, and feed it to them as they go along. One of the key things is setting this up. If you set up a project well, clearly you get them to be really interested, then the kind of follow-up activity, even if it's kind of something that students would find normally boring, like a writing one, would be interesting to them because you've already built up a lot of excitement. So that's critical. Now, I'm going to give you a selection of activities and games I use for different lessons. This is a vocabulary game I use a lot with my teenage students and also my adult students. Have any of you played True or False before? No?
Not in the classroom, but yes.
So, for example, this is what I do. I put the vocabulary, it could also be grammar, that you learned throughout the lesson. You put it all on the board as a word wall to help the different students, and you give each table some dice. If they roll the dice and it lands on 1, 2, or 3, they have to say a sentence using a piece of vocabulary that is true. And if the dice lands on 4, 5, or 6, they have to say a lie using the vocabulary. How do you know? You have to ask follow-up questions. This is particularly useful activity to encourage natural conversation because it gets students to expand their language and also expand their responses. This is a flip chart that I used for ED and ING adjectives. So let me give you a demonstration. I think that football is fascinating. Questions?
Who's your favorite soccer player? Like, what do you?
Cristiano Ronaldo, oh my God. I
Okay.
think Cristiano Ronaldo has a combination of many things that make a player amazing. He is extremely fast. He's extremely talented. He has honestly kind of a bit of arrogance to him because he knows he's really good, and he has just an amazing skill as well. So, any other questions?
What was the last game you watched?
The last game I watched, Millonarios. I think it was like two weeks ago.
Millonarios versus who?
Millonarios versus Nacional.
Millonarios is false.
It's false. What do you mean Millonarios is better?
Because Nacional is a major, is a better.
Ah, okay, you think it's better. Okay. Sasha, what about you?
When was the last time you played football?
That the problem is that was a long time ago. I've not played football recently, which is a shame. I used to play football a lot. About I think like about a year and a half ago, I was a midfield. I had a small team with my friends. We used to play like nearly every weekend. Unfortunately, the majority of my friends have moved to other places, so now I don't have people to play with. Okay, everyone. So, true or false? Gabriela, what do you think? True or false?
I think it's true.
True. Karen.
I think it's true too.
True. Andres.
The same. I think it's true.
Okay, does anyone think it's false?
Me.
I think it's false too.
Yeah.
Eduardo and Esteban, why do you think it's false?
If you're really a fan of Millonario, you would see them every week, not only 2 weeks ago.
Okay. And Esteban, why do you think?
I don't know. There was something about the story you mentioned, like from the past, you playing as a midfielder and your friends all gone. Like, I don't know, something about it didn't.
It's completely false. I hate football. I don't watch football. When you asked me that question about what was the last match, I was like, oh my God, what is the name of a football?
I gotta admit that I almost buy it.
That was completely false. I don't play football. I don't watch football. I don't even know if Millonarios and Nacional played last week. I invented.
Me neither. I don't have idea about the national generals. I don't know what to say because it not exists and a middle option because I don't know if that's true or it's a false because I don't understand anything about soccer.
Absolutely. Okay, good. I'm glad. So good. That is how I would play the true or false game at the end of a lesson in order to recycle and get them to use vocabulary in a much more natural manner. Some of the key things about this game is that I introduce the element of the dice because otherwise people only said true things. And you want people to lie as well because it makes the game much more fun. And if they reveal the dice afterwards, there is definite proof that they either said the truth or a lie. Okay. Any questions about this activity?
Well, just a quick question. Like, do you use like a virtual dice first, like to choose a number for
It depends.
to decide whether the student would say a true
I
or a
don't
lie?
teach face to face. So I have like a little bag with dice that I just give out to each group. But you can totally do use a virtual dice. The important thing is to make sure that the student rolls it and hides it so the other students don't see. And if it's a virtual dice, like you can tell them, okay, in your screen, your computer, hide the dice and then show the other students the dice. Okay. Any other questions about this activity? No? This is to go outside of the book in terms of vocabulary. For grammar, I love sentence auction. Have any of you ever played sentence auction before or grammar auction? No? Okay. So I'm going to show you a really quick demonstration of how we can play this. Okay, everyone, what is this? What do you see on screen?
Lots of hands of people making offers.
Good. They are making offers.
Bidding.
They are bidding. Fantastic. They're bidding. Why do they bid? An auction. Good. They're all in an auction. Why do they bid? Because they want to what?
To buy an item.
They want to buy an item. Okay. So we're going to play a game in which I am an auctioneer and all of you want to buy sentences from me. Before you can buy the sentences from me, I need you to please take a picture of my screen. Does everyone have a picture? Okay, awesome. So on my screen, you have 3 sentences. These 3 sentences have errors. They are grammar errors, or I think all of them are grammar errors. In your groups, you have to really quickly correct all of those sentences. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone, please go to groups and correct all of those sentences. Jasaira, can you hear me?
The first sentence is a mistake because if the verb is a positive, we have to say I don't have a dog. One is I knew Paris the last year.
Hey guys, how are you doing? Finished?
And no, we haven't started. We are waiting for Sasha.
Oh, could you please begin? And then Sasha can join you afterwards because we only have a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
If it's a city, it could be visit or was.
I visited Paris last year. Yes.
Visit. I think that's more accurate.
Yeah.
Yes, met or visited. Makes more sense.
Okay, Esteban and Andres, how are you doing? Finished?
We just finished.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I'm going to bring you back and I'm going to prepare you for the next part of the activity.
Great.
Okay, everyone. So now that you have corrected the sentences in your teams, okay, everyone. So now that you've corrected all the sentences, we're going to go into step 2. What is this? What is this?
Money.
Money. So this is a £5 banknote. All of you get £200 to spend. But this is the objective. In a minute, I'm going to sell these sentences. The team that offers the most money wins the sentence, or well, buys the sentence. After you buy the sentence, you have to correct the sentence. If you give me the correct version, I give you the sentence. Congratulations. And you give me the money. But if you buy the sentence and you give me the incorrect answer, I take your money and you get nothing. So, do you think it's a good idea to spend all your money on one sentence? No, that's bad economics. Do you think it's a good idea to spend a lot of money on a sentence you're not sure about? No, not a good idea. Here are the auction rules. Please read the instructions. Stefania, how much money do you have in total?
£200.
£200. Excellent. Okay. Any questions about the instructions? Oh, tell me.
I do have one. Yeah, I mean, it might be obvious, but it's not too obvious for me. Like, is it £200 per person or per team?
Per team.
Okay.
So this is where the next stage comes. I'm quickly going to put you in groups again, and you have to decide how much money do you think is appropriate to spend on each sentence. Do you want to spend more on sentence number 1 because you're more sure, and very little on sentence number 2? Okay. You have to decide as a group how you are going to spend that money. Ready? 1 minute to decide. Please go.
£100.
And the last one, 100?
£100. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. So you're sure, you're happy with your decision, yeah?
Yeah.
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 Perfect. Okay, I'm going to check on the other teams. Okay, guys.
Sorry, we're only correcting grammar, right? Like if there's a word choice error, or maybe like if something is like archaic.
No, everything, correct everything. I mean, this one is meant to be like a grammar auction, but honestly, like I put loads of different types of mistakes. You can use this also for vocabulary if you wanted to.
Yeah, because the career thing, I think it's not grammar.
Yeah,
but
it's vocabulary. You're totally right.
also, even I didn't knew that sort of like word choice. Okay.
Absolutely.
The thing is that I haven't a dog thing. I know it's a bit archaic. Like we wouldn't say it nowadays, but I would say that's correct. It's very, how subjective is it?
Good point. See, like honestly, with higher groups, you could absolutely challenge that. You could say, look, it's archaic use of English, but we wouldn't use it nowadays, but it's technically correct. With advanced groups, I would say. But with lower groups, if you're in elementary, I totally would say like
Yeah,
it's okay if you were to read the works of William Shakespeare. But yeah, so absolutely, you made a really good point, Sasha, and it's you choose the boundaries. You choose
I like it.
one.
Okay.
Absolutely. Got it?
Good. We're good.
Okay.
If we lose, then yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. So Sasha made a fantastic point, and it's the fact that although I called this a grammar auction, I put a lot of vocabulary and word choice mistakes. You choose whatever you want. If you want to get students to correct their own vocabulary, grammar, you can go with whatever you want. You are the one that completely kind of changes and adapts this. Sometimes I do this with the students' own writing. So I get them to do a piece of writing, and then I extract examples of common mistakes, and they form the kind of the auction things to buy. Okay, so all of you have corrections. All of you have money. Let's begin. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to the auction number one. We have different 3 lovely sentences to buy for you. And let's go with number 1. I have a dog. Do I see 50? 50 anywhere? 50? No, 10. Do I see 10 pounds? 10 pounds? Sasha, 10 pounds. 10 pounds. 20 pounds anywhere? 20 pounds anywhere? 20, perfect. Gabriela, 20 pounds. 20, 30 pounds. Ooh, 30, Eduardo. Do I see 50? 50 pounds. 50 pounds anywhere? 50. Esteban, 50. 60, Gabriela, 60. 60, 70, 70 anywhere. Ooh, Eduardo, 70, 80, 80, 80 pounds, 80 pounds anywhere, 80 pounds, 80 pounds, 80 pounds? No? Ooh, 80, Gabriela, 90, 90 pounds anywhere, 90 pounds, 90 pounds? Ooh, Eduardo, 90, 100 pounds, 100 pounds, 100 pounds? Sasha, ooh, 120. Don't spend all your money on one. 120, 120, 120 anywhere. Okay, 120, Gabriela. 130, 130, no. So I have Gabriela with 120 once, 120 twice, and sold to Gabriela's team. So Gabriela's team, you only have 80 pounds left, okay? Only Gabriela's team. What is the correct version?
I don't have a dog.
Is this your final answer?
Yes.
You're correct. Well done. I don't have a dog is absolutely correct. What color would you like for your team?
Blue.
Blue. Congratulations. You are the proud owners of I don't have a dog. Now, sentence number 2. I knew Paris last year. Lovely sentence. Lovely sentence. Let's go with 50. 50 anywhere? 50? 50? 50, Eduardo. 50. 60. 60 anywhere? 60, Esteban. 80. Gabriela, 80. 80. Okay. 100. Eduardo, 100. 120. Ooh, okay. Eduardo, 120 once. Ooh, just in the last minute, Esteban, 120, 140. Ooh, Eduardo, 140, 140, 160. Oh, is he 260, 160? Esteban, 160. No, okay,
no,
sorry,
no.
okay, sorry. Eduardo, 140, 140. 140 once, 140 twice. Sold to Eduardo's team for 140. You now have 60 left. Okay, Eduardo, what is the right answer?
I visited Paris last year.
Your answer is correct. Well done.
Yeah.
You're now the proud owners of I visited Paris last year.
Awesome.
What color would you like?
Green, please.
Green.
Perfect.
Congratulations. Okay, and basically just continue like that for the whole activity. Of course, different variations of this. If you're teaching students face to face, you can print like little banknotes, give it to them and tell them, look, each banknote represents $10. It like giving them a bit of fake money, kind of something tangible, makes the game so much more fun. Or even like give them pieces of paper that you just like roughly cut out and put dollar signs inside, and they'll be so happy. Any questions about this activity?
Not necessarily a question, but like I think because of your enthusiasm, it made it like, and your auctioneers like hawking, it was super exciting. Do you think it will be valuable to combine this sort of with that project-based learning somehow? If there's like an
Oh, that is so good. I totally
auctioneer
agree.
context.
Absolutely. Like here, for example, in this lesson, instead, if I want to elongate this so it goes on for more than one lesson, instead of getting them to choose the items, I get them to buy the items. I give them a list of possible things. I tell them like, look, these are the items you can buy. So you have to really prioritize what you want to buy, and this is how much money you have.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I
can
like
absolutely do it.
it.
Absolutely, yeah. I think there are many ways that you could totally use the grammar auction. Essentially, you're just getting students to like correct mistakes, which sometimes can be really boring. But what you're doing is you're gamifying the experience. And by giving a really interesting context in which there is competition, there is the element of winning, the reward for it changes and therefore becomes something that they want to participate in. But absolutely, you can totally change this however you want and adapt as well. Any other questions? No? If you had lower levels, what you could do is perhaps you could underline the sentences that have mistakes. You could give them alternatives. You could adapt this however you wanted for lower or higher levels. And one thing that is really important to bear in mind as well is if you are doing a lot of sentences, make sure you give students enough money for it to be fun. Like if I'm doing around, I don't know, 15 sentences, I give them like £300. Because if you give them $13 and you give them 13 sentences, they'll buy one sentence and then they're out. Or they'll buy two sentences and then they're out. And you don't want them. You want them to keep on participating. Any other questions or anything like that? So far we've had a look at project-based learning. So you have different skills. We have had a look at vocabulary, true or false, and grammar with the sentence auction. In terms of speaking, I use this game, which is the debate game. which is a normal debate, but with a slight twist. As all debates, you have different groups that they have to debate a certain topic. But here are the instructions. Please read them. Okay, so I'm going to split you up into two groups. Karen, do you choose the topics you're going to debate, or do I give you the topics?
I don't know. I think it would be more interesting if you give us the topics.
You're correct. The teacher will give you the topic, okay?
Yes.
So the teacher's going to give you the topic. What if you don't really think this is the best thing? Do you say, teacher, like, honestly, I don't? Or do you have to argue whatever I give you?
Well, even if we don't believe in it, we have to
Yes.
pretend that our topic is better than the other teams.
Exactly. Even if you don't believe in this, whatever I give you, you have to argue that it's better than the other team, okay? And what do you do if you want to speak, Gabriela?
You have to raise your hand.
Good, you have to raise your hand, okay? Eduardo, who chooses if the team gets a point or not?
The teacher.
Good, the teacher chooses. So, team A is going to be Eduardo, Adri, Karen, Andres, and Daniela. You are team A. Whatever I give you, you have to argue. Team B is going to be Gabriela, Stefania, Curly, Sasha, and Steban. You are team B. Ready? Steban, choose a color.
Red.
Red. Okay. Steban's team, team B. You have to argue that Spider-Man is the best thing in the world. And team A, you have to argue that Batman is the best thing in the world. So with your students, what you could do is get them in their groups to prepare arguments as a group for 1 to 2 minutes, okay? Also, this could be used, a very natural language to use here is comparatives and superlatives and things like this, but you can use this in general as well. Also, functional language to talk about opinions, loads of things. But because all of you are so amazing at English, I'm not going to give you any time to prepare. So please begin. Hands up. Oh, Sasha. Okay, Sasha. Spider-Man team's corner. Sasha, tell us.
Okay, woo! Well, I think that Spider-Man trumps Batman because he has spidey senses. So
Oh.
he doesn't need what's the bat, what they call a bat symbol?
Okay, yeah.
The bat no, he just has these internal spidey senses to let him know when evil is afoot. Therefore, I think that he's much better than that.
Thank you very much. That is a very good argument. Spider-Man's talent and abilities are natural. He doesn't have to buy them. Does anyone want to challenge Sasha in team A? Any arguments?
You're saying like argument or just
Why
a new
Batman
argument?
is better than Spider-Man?
Oh, I have one.
Oh, tell me.
We saw in the last Batman and Superman movie that Batman beats Superman. Now, who's the best?
Oh, you have tangible proof. You have tangible proof that Batman can beat Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Man.
No, Superman, sorry.
Batman can. Okay, so any other arguments that anyone wants to give? Okay, Gabriela.
Spider-Man is younger than Batman.
Okay, tell me more. Why is this better?
He's way cooler than Batman.
He's way cooler. Okay. Oh, Batman's team. Do you think that Spider-Man is cooler than Batman? Do you agree?
Come on, guys, help.
Thanks. Good. And at this point, you could nominate students, you could do loads of things. I think something that is really important, especially with students and with lower levels, is that you give them time to prepare their arguments as a group. Therefore, they will have arguments at hand and they'll be able to negotiate with each other and bounce each other's off. And so in this round, I think Spider-Man has won this round. Well done.
Yay.
Perfect. So that is debate. Any questions at all about this activity? No? Okay. So the session is nearly over. I just have 2 things for you. So in groups, I want you to discuss what kinds of students do you normally teach and what activities from today's session you will use. How will you use them? Why you think it will be useful or not? Okay, ready? Please go into your groups now.
Activities would you guys use?
I lost in a little minute. So what do we have to do?
So the activities that we would choose, that we would use, the different islands, number 1, and then the sentence auction, grammar auction, the debate, and the true and false, if I'm not mistaken. Which ones would you use and what levels do you teach?
Aged 6 and 7, and I teach them at a teaching center on Saturdays for 3 hours. And then during the week I teach adults. What about you, Karen?
Okay, right now I teach adults and teenagers, but I don't teach in groups, but individually. So it's kind of difficult to apply these strategies. However, in the next semester, I'm going to begin with some groups, and they are probably between 30 and 40 students because they are.
Yeah, I think this we have the advantage to adapt the activities to our levels and the needs from our students. I mean,
Maybe in second grade they can use like simpler sentences for the debate.
It can work for you too, even though like you say that you have a large group. I would split them up in small groups and I would like assign roles, like one
Yeah, that's
student in
what
the
that's what I normally do in our classes because of
Yeah.
the amount of students we have in a normal classroom.
I think that's a
Yeah.
fantastic idea. Yeah, and assigning roles, like who's going to be the bidder, who's going to be the person, the group that analyzes it. Absolutely works. Okay, everyone, let's go back. So, Esteban, any activities you would use with any of your students?
Yeah, I was sharing with Andres that, well, I teach adults mostly, but also like the past few years I've been only teaching beginner levels, like entry, pre-A1. So the one that like got my attention the most was the auction one, because I think this is a good way to revise language and have students to self-correct themselves in a dynamic way. So I really dig that game.
Oh, awesome. What about let's go with Adri, sorry. Any activities that you might want to use with?
yeah, absolutely, definitely. I will use the debate activity. I really try to find speaking activities in dynamic way, and I think I'm going to adapt this debate to the items that I need to reinforce with them. Because the level is lower. I mean, they are teenagers, but they don't have a high level. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I use this with really low adults to revise comparative language. And what I said to them is, when the person is giving me an answer, you have to give me the answer in this structure. Batman is better than Spider-Man because, and you really scaffold and give a really kind of clear structure for them to use. Okay, everyone, my time with you has ended, unfortunately, but before you go, I have a gift for each of you. I created this little booklet that has 22 alternative classroom games and activities. They've all been divided into grammar, vocabulary, speaking.
Excellent. Excellent.
Hey, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you, teacher.
Yes, thanks a
Pleasure.
lot.
So this is a collection of activities that I've gotten from different teachers from around the world, from Kuwait, Mexico, Spain, Colombia. You simply choose, so you go to the index, you choose the activity you want, and you have there a little drawing and the instructions and some notes on how to use it. It was a pleasure meeting all of you, and I wish you all the best. If you have any questions, any doubts, I am more than happy to stay behind and answer them for you. Otherwise, I wish you all the best, and maybe I'll see you in the future.
Okay.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Take care.
So
Nice to meet
much.
you,
Bye bye.
everyone.
Bye bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.